Installing new interior doors can help improve the quality of your old doors and increase your home's value. Plus, they can transform the look of your home and make the design more cohesive. Lowe's offers slab and pre-hung doors. Today we'll be using Masonite. They have a variety of types, styles, colors, and hardware finishes. Here's what you need to know to install a pre-hung interior door. To start, check the current condition of the door and frame to decide what type of replacement you'll make. If the frame is in good condition and you want to replace just the door, that will be a door slab replacement. The installation requires cutting mortises for the hinges. If the frame is damaged or your door doesn't swing correctly, you'll want to do a pre-hung installation. A pre-hung door includes the frame, door slab, and hinges. The installation is typically easier than installing a slab. We're installing a pre-hung solid core door. To buy a pre-hung door, you'll need to know the swing direction and door size. To determine the swing, with the door open, stand with your back to the hinges. The side that the handle is on is the door swing. In our case, we have a left-hand door. Next, measure for the new door. It's important to get an accurate measurement to 1/16 of an inch. Check twice to be sure. The rough opening is the stud framing that surrounds the door frame. It can be helpful to know those dimensions when purchasing a door. However, doors are available in standard sizes, so your old door slab can typically be used as a guide. The door slab will be about 2.5 inches less in width than the rough opening and 2.25 inches less in height. Also check the depth. Typically, interior door jambs are 4 9/16 to match the depth of the wall stud and drywall. Give these measurements to a Lowe's associate who can help determine the best door size for your project. So we have our new door. We're installing the Masonite Logan 2-panel solid core door. Masonite solid core doors feature 70% more sound reduction materials than its standard hollow core doors, which can significantly help with noise control. These doors are a great option for a noisy laundry room, office, bathroom, or even a bedroom for a quieter night's sleep. Whichever type of door you do install, always follow the manufacturer's instructions. To remove the slab, tap out the hinge pins with a screwdriver or a nail set and a hammer. Pop the old door off and set it aside. Next, remove the casing by carefully scoring the paint with a utility knife. Then use a putty knife or a pry bar to pull off the casing. Take care when doing this in case you're reusing the casing. Remove any nails or screws holding the old door jambs in place. If needed, cut them between the door frame and the rough opening studs with a reciprocating saw. Then pull out the old frame and shims. To prep the rough opening, clean away any debris. Check the rough opening for square and plumb. Also check the floor for level in the doorway. If the floor is uneven in the doorway, shims can be used to raise the jambs if needed. If one side's low, hold a long level across the framing, mark both sides of the opening. Measure up from the floor to each mark to see the difference in height. This can help determine how high to lift one side of the new door frame to make it square. Also use a level to check the clearance where the door will swing. It's also not a bad idea to check the walls for plumb. If they are off a little bit, remember the new door frame must be installed plumb and square. There's several ways to install doors. Kits are available that install to the door jamb and then to the wall, or you could use shims to create a firm backing between the jamb and the rough opening. To start, remove just the threaded insert from the shipping plug. Then set the new door unit into the frame bottom first. Then center the new unit in the rough opening. It should be flush with the wall. Now we can pop out the rest of the shipping plug. Slightly open the door and clamp the top just to hold it. Then support the door with shims to keep it from swinging. Use a level to check the jambs for plumb. Shims will be installed at the hinge locations and also the strike side. Secure the frame on the hinge side first. At the top hinge, insert shims behind the jamb from each side, overlapping behind the frame. This will help prevent the frame from twisting and binding. Check that the unit is plumb, drill pilot holes, and drive the screws into the studs. Repeat at the bottom hinge and check for square and plumb. Then secure behind the middle hinge. Frequently check for plumb and square as you install. If you check as you go, you might have less adjustments to make. Next, remove the clamp and check that the door closes properly and has an even reveal. If not, open the door and double check that the hinge side is plumb and square. If the hinge side looks good, you might have to raise the strike side of the jamb using a shim to make sure the entire frame is square. You'll know this if you check the floor for level earlier. On the strike side of the jamb, place shims just behind the strike plate and check the reveal. Then check for plumb and secure with screws. Secure the shims near the top and bottom of the strike side jamb, just like you did on the hinge side. Then carefully install shims and screws at the header, but don't over tighten them. It might bend the framing. Check that the door works properly one more time and adjust if needed. Then cut the excess shims with a utility knife or an oscillating tool. With our door installed, we're ready to move on to the finishing steps. We're going to start by reattaching our trim using finishing nails. Apply caulk along the gaps and fill the nail holes. The next step is paint. This door and frame are already primed and ready for paint. Doors can be painted in place, just be sure to protect the hinges with painter's tape. We removed ours from the hinges and painted it on sawhorses. Install the matching lock set, following the manufacturer's instructions. And now the installation is complete. If you do need help with this project, Lowe has independent installers ready to help you get the job done. We remove the old door, prep the rough opening, and install a new Masonite solid core door. A new pre-hung solid core door can help enhance the look of your home and offer peace and quiet. Thanks for watching. Comment below with any questions or thoughts on this DIY project. Click that subscribe button and let us know what project you'd like to see next.